Craig McKay here with Larkin Equity. Today we're going to talk about how reverse mortgages can affect North Carolina heirs and their inheritance. So, a reverse mortgage allows you to live in your home for life, requiring no monthly payments. Your benefit amount is based on the borrower's ages, property value, HUD lending limits, and the interest rates. It's not just the amount that you owe, so you may receive only enough to pay off your existing loan on the home. But in many instances, borrowers do receive a large enough benefit to pay off their existing mortgage and still give them the additional funds for other uses. Now, what indirect benefits do reverse mortgages have for heirs? Firstly, if you need the equity or other funds to remain in place and your children are unable to assist you, it really helps to relieve any burden on them to try and come up with additional funds to help you out each month. The loan allows you to live in the home payment free for life, and no matter how long that is, how much you borrow, how much the reverse mortgage interest accrues, or what property values do in the future, it assures your heirs that they'll never owe more than what the property is worth. In other words, if you pass away and the balance on the loan is higher than the property value, the lender and the HUD can never look to other assets on your estate or your heirs to pay that shortfall. Now, heirs always have the right to keep any equity, or if there's no equity, to retain the property at 95% of the current market value or the amount owed on the loan, whatever's less. And this allows them to qualify for conventional financing if that's their choice, and doesn't require them to repay an obligation totaling more than the value of the home if they want to keep it. And if there is no one in the family that does want the house and they don't believe it's in their best interest to sell it because there's no equity, most people walk away and owe nothing. However, we do purchase houses in those situations so that it still allows a benefit or a method of income or inheritance to be passed on to your survivors if you so wish. So, however, when we hear criticism of the loan for someone who's not really considered all aspects of reverse mortgages, it's usually because if you choose to get a reverse mortgage, it can lessen the amount of the asset that you leave behind to your heirs. But again, like I said, we can help mitigate that from occurring. So, how does the reverse mortgage interest work? This is true, but no one stops to think of it that if you have a regular loan, this is also the case. Any loan lowers the equity in the property, and therefore there's less inheritance to pass on to future generations. And the fact that you make no monthly payments and interest accrues, raising the balances owed, is another argument that asset-conscious people use to criticize the loan. However, if you review the amortization schedule of any loan, you pay mostly interest in the early years of the loan, and for a property over the course of 30 years, you can pay a substantial amount of interest above and beyond the principal you borrowed. Sometimes your payments are double what the property is worth. So if just passing the most assets to a future generation is your goal, you should really never seek any loans or debts of any kind. Unfortunately, most of us, we can't live totally debt-free all our lives, or purchase real estate for cash. And what most people don't consider is that if you do, or you are able to make payments on the reverse mortgage to eliminate the balance from increasing, you can always do so at any time without a penalty. Right? So you can make payments in any amount at any time. And this means that you do not have to have an increasing balance. But since there are no mortgage payments due at any time, if you find that your finances are such that you're not able to make a payment or only able to make a partial payment of the interest that accrued that month, there's no negative repercussions. There are regulations where you are obligated to stay in the house. If you vacate the house, the reverse mortgage company is going to ask for their money right away. but we do have methods and that we can help with that. So if you are needing to downsize, but you don't want to give your house back to the bank, or you don't want to lose your equity, give us a call. We can help. There's no late charges or negative credit concerns with the reverse mortgage company because you didn't have a payment to make in the first place. The next question I'm asked is, are there alternatives to reverse mortgages? Another thing that many people don't consider is if future generations are able to help. They can set up a family reverse mortgage to allow parents or other family members to access the cash, and then they can be repaid upon the passing of the older family member. If you do choose this route, my suggestion would be to ensure that everything is in writing so that there are no hard feelings among family members later on if someone runs into money problems of their own and can't continue to help as they first agreed. Or if there are disagreements on the asset distributions after the repayment of funds advanced to some but not all of the family members, which can occur. At least with the reverse mortgage, like any other loan, the asset is sold and you determine how all the proceeds are split if you have a will or trust and there's no question about who did what. Finally, I think that homeowners should consider a reverse mortgage for the benefits and also the ramifications that it would have for them and their goals. And we strongly suggest, we're not attorneys, we don't do anything like that. We strongly suggest that you discuss it with your family first. And there seems to be some strong resistance at times with some, in that they do not want to bother their kids with their finances or issues, but it really helps if your heirs are aware of the loan in advance and what they need to do when the time comes that they have to decide to keep or sell the home. It really helps if the owners have their kids set up in advance, so set them up with the lender so they can speak to the lender on behalf of the loan and have all the title issues resolved in advance as well. One good way to resolve title issues is, you can add children to your title, or to have a trust set up in advance that you should check with your family attorney first to advise you if this is good or a right idea, but check with an attorney first to see if that'll work. If you're looking for a good company to use for reverse mortgage lenders, give us a call. We have a couple that we recommend. Or if you're looking to sell your house, or you need to sell your house because you're downsizing and you have a reverse mortgage, there's ways that we can help. So give us a call. Our number's up top, or click the link below. Go to our website and fill in the form, and we'd be glad to help. Thank you. I'm Craig with Larkin Equity, and have a blessed day.